somewhere along the line, I fell in love with being in a forest. And I think it was probably spurned by going with my dad on his trips into the redwoods. I think since I was in high school, I wanted to be in the Park Service.
My parents told my sister and I when we were teenagers that we were products of the National Park Service. When we started to go on rivers, fly fishing at an early age, we would float Lower McDonald Creek or the Middle Fork and hitchhike back. I think we felt like we were rebellious, like going to the skate park. It's pretty classic that kids don't totally want to do what their parents do. Growing up here in government housing in West Glacier, I'd come home sometimes and tell them about seeing grizzly bears just on my bike ride.
The freedom to be able to go out and do what you feel, that's the kind of environment that Hilary grew up in. In the mid part of my career at Mount Rainier, it included fire control, search and rescue, medical care, and then, of course, climbing. I think I had 15 ascents. With that came some good times, some badass and hard living, taking some risks. I can remember whiteouts and falling in crevasses.
Your parents have such responsibility in their lives. They've got to work, they've got to put food on the table. We always saw our parents working hard and doing all these things, but I never knew growing up that my dad really had this adventurous life because he was so focused on us.
The transition and retiring from the Park Service for me came at a natural time. It was time to do something else.
So, Papa, if you want to go ahead and grab kind of those three things.
I, for some reason, did not get into fly fishing. And so the opportunity for my daughter to teach me to fly fish, it's kind of untraditional and out of, quote, role, but it's empowering and strengthening for me.
We recently went to a family reunion, and my dad started listening to some of these stories about the uncles fly fishing and his own dad fly fishing, and it just started this discovery of him realizing that fly fishing was somehow in his blood.
So he was a fly fisherman, and he enjoyed it, and he enjoyed the adventure of it. It's in your spirit, and it's in your blood, and it's part of your being.
My dad didn't really realize that his dad had this fly fishing life. That discovery, I think, really got him starting to think, well, maybe this is something that he could enjoy, that maybe could be as therapeutic to him as it is to me, as it is to my sister. He's gonna go fly fishing for the first time, his first fly fishing trip, and I get to be there. I get to be the one helping him. Just such an honor. Freedom, adventure, connection with nature. Now that he's retired, I want to make sure that's the feeling that my dad can find out on the rivers.
I'm gonna have you turn your body toward the shore. Okay, off of the right side more.
Okay.
So, up, stop, go. Good. Okay. Stop.
There was this
wait,
thing that was
go.
often asked
Nice.
us at Mount Rainier
Nice. Okay.
about this whole thing, you got a mountain. You know, the questions are, why do you climb the mountain? And that I really came away with at Mount Rainier was It's not about getting to the top, it's about the experience you have together.
Okay, let a little line out. There, tip up. Yeah, woo! Good, keep your tip high, tip high. So you got it, you got it. Great job. Okay, nice and high. Yes, nice job. Okay, you got it. Woo! Ah, woo! Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know, I might just be stuck here for the rest of the day. I think I've died and gone to heaven. This must be it.
It's never too late to go outside with your dad and have a good time.
So the idea is to not just stay on the porch and rock all the time, but get out, not letting this flame that we've had die. I'm not ready for that yet. This was a spiritual experience for me.
Fly fishing, it's where my passions are, it's where my talents are. Like, that's what I have to give.
It's interesting sometimes, the fishing line gets tangled. The hook sticks in your finger and you think, oh shit. And then it kind of becomes calm and serene, and there's just another presence of something spiritual between us.
Montana is known as the last best place. It's this really cool place that hasn't changed so much. Somebody told me, yeah, your dad's like that. He's the last best man. And I was like, totally. He's the last best man. I just feel like there's no one as good.